Hey, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for taking the time to join me always. My name is Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to look at your energy for today. So let's get into it. The energy has been a little bit heavy. I've actually struggled to record this video. I'm doing it a little bit later, but just because there was kind of like a lot going on this morning, and right now Venus is in opposition to Neptune, and it really kind of rubs our emotions, our feelings the wrong way in terms of the struggles, the challenges that we're facing right now. Places that we wish things looked different, and it's stirring up a lot of these emotions, a lot of things that maybe we're not looking at, we're not dealing with, that can feel a little bit overwhelming, especially because of the weight, the gravity of some choices, decisions, that have been made. So be really mindful, be gentle with yourself always. Give yourself love and compassion first. It's going to give you more balance and clarity, because we do have a heightened earth element today where it helps us kind of rationalize our way through the feelings and the emotions, giving ourselves credit where credit's due, but not getting sucked into the overwhelmment. These are general readings, collective readings, obviously. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Always use your discernment. I also do personal readings, energy healings, tarot, astrology, wellness consultations, mind, body, soul vibes. If you are interested in me looking at your individual situation, or just helping with some cleansing, some releasing of these heavier energies that we have been carrying around, that we are being called to release and let go of. And they're difficult. It's big stuff. It's stuff that really has become a part of us, and we need to have awareness around these harder places. That's why we'll start off with an energy cleansing. I'll give you a little blessing, cleanse out any of these lower, heavier vibrations. Set the tone, set the reading for the tone for our reading. And then it's also a good time to set your own intention as well if you're interested. If you have messages you would like to receive from Spirit, now is the time to ask. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best from coming through. Fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience. Cleanse it from us. Help us to see and understand these messages clearly. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. Ooh. The energy's intense. There's like just, I feel like there's people, there are things kind of where if situations have become messy, if there is an impasse, if there is struggle, I feel like there's a lot of energetic exchange happening. Neptune is in Pisces right now. It's also in retrograde. So energetic exchanges, when we can feel, when we are thinking about these people, when we're picking up on the energies of that person, of that situation, etc. And as much as, like I was saying in the very beginning, it can feel overwhelming, at the same time, it is our inner compass. It is our inner guidance, shedding light onto what that situation is, what it actually means for us in our life. And if we listen, if we pay attention, it's going to bring us freedom. Instead of like bulldozing our way through, right? Like, oh, they pissed me off and it doesn't matter. You know, sweeping things under the rug is what I'm hearing. Because our ego is taking a little bit of a beating right now, unfortunately. Yes, I think there's understanding about what's happening. I think there is awareness, you get it, but at the same time, there's this level of work behind it that we don't really want to do. We have to make changes. We have to unlearn bad patterns, bad choices, etc. And some of these energies that are coming up, like I've said, it's giving us clarity. It's bringing in clarity around the person, around the dynamic, around the situation that is important for us to look at. And really, some of this stuff is very much karmic lessons for you, right? It was only a matter of time before all this stuff would come to head. And not that it makes it easier to deal with, but it helps bring a little bit more clarity, right? Not everything is meant to last a lifetime. A lot of things are seasons, right? The older we get, the more we can appreciate the things that are long withstanding, because that is very few and far between. But we don't want to hold on to those things just because of that. And especially right now with Pluto moving into Aquarius, finally, in October, officially, it's giving us, right now, we're being given the platform to rework some of these messier things, some of these things that are actually weighing us down, bringing us down, that are really hindering that feeling of happiness, abundance, freedom, 100%. I so effing love that this was pulled in the blocked energy, because as we were seeing in the very beginning of the reading, right? Like, we have the opportunity to tap into this freedom, to rise above, to see things clearly. Yeah, it's emotional. Both Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces, and both of them are in retrograde. And Saturn is like a little bit brutal. It forces us to do the work. And Piscean energy is emotion, intuition. We can just pick so much stuff up in that, from that vein, that it can be very overwhelming, especially if you consider yourself someone who's, you know, empathic or very sensitive to the energies that surround you, etc. I love the magnet as the overarching energy, because it's like, what are you drawing in, right? What are you thinking, feeling, believing about yourself? And then how are you drawing in these experiences around you? Spirit wants you to be a little bit more aware and not just turn a blind eye. You might be someone who sees the best in people, or just in a specific person. You saw the best in them, and it has backfired. It has made things very uncomfortable for you in your life. I think in some ways it does feel very overwhelming, or when you look at the gravity of this situation, 100%. Just split the deck to 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. So really heartbroken around the way people, places, and situations have showed up for you in your life. And unfortunately, the kind of brutal truth is we do attract people, places, and things. Yes, sometimes it is to work out karma, to learn an experience, move through, etc. But a lot of times it's about what we think, what we feel, what we believe about ourselves. And I feel like that's starting to change. Understanding how these emotions are playing out for you is helping you make these changes. I feel like you don't want to believe certain things to be true, and that's where it's feeling a little bit heavy today. You feel tricked, manipulated, duped. taken advantage of is what I'm hearing. Your kindness was taken for weakness. And I feel like now, it's in some ways, it's a backwards way of spirit revealing where you find your happiness, right? You had to go through some of this difficulty, some of these really hard things in order to see clearly. Otherwise, you would have kept humdrumming along, right? And what this is, again, it's giving freedom. It's giving you the ability to move forward, to make changes, but changes at the right time. I feel like things that you've been intuiting, messages that you have been receiving about your happiness, your abundance, about what your future life is going to look like. It's like these promises being made to you. It hasn't manifested quite yet. And this is saying like the change is happening. It is right place, right time energy. That can be a little bit annoying, 100%. But it's gonna be more natural. It's gonna be more easy. It's not like this wham, bam, boom energy. And I think sometimes that is a blessing, because when things come in very quickly, very intensely, it can also add to the overwhelm. And what you're looking for is more peace and tranquility around your environment, the people that you're connecting with, having strong, positive relationships, finding this level of freedom to be who you are, your authentic self. I love the High Priestess because it is our ability to connect with those more, whether you want to call them spiritual or subtle parts of ourselves, those subtler layers of our consciousness that tap into the magic of life, right? That understand this law of attraction, like attracts like. Bosons of a feather flock together, quantum physics, boom. No, it's true though. It's actually pretty dope when you study things like consciousness in regards to science, in regards to quantum physics, and how the world is really just layers upon layers upon layers. And it is very true that where we put our time, our energy, our attention, it enlivens. And some of these lessons are, well, here's the thing. The overarching energy is that it's about our own self-development right now. How are we honoring, nurturing, growing who we are? And not as much, placating our relationships. We actually, in our relationships, we're being forced to look at how we show up or how they interact with us in a way that is not very palatable, that does not feel very supportive. And we have to learn how to heal, how to communicate in those situations in a way that honors our heart, our mind, our soul. There is a lot of power coming from you today. And again, I'm feeling like this is the level of awareness. This is you getting it. This is kind of you stepping into more of this flow. And we see this Daughter of Cups, which is really talking about those new beginnings on the horizon. You're switching your perspective, and it's actually bringing in the results that you want. I feel like you've been struggling to figure out how to move forward or what that looks like practically. And that's why sometimes we do hold on to past people, situations. But these are big changes that are happening for you. And it's unfolding into something incredibly vibrant. Again, we're seeing that what's coming in, it does have baby energy around it in regards to, it might not seem like this huge, oh my gosh, my life is, I just won the jackpot. My life is forever changed. If you do, send mine. No, I'm kidding. But there is this vibe of like trusting, having faith in the process, and not allowing yourself to shut down because of the things that need changing, because of the things that feel really heavy and really overwhelming. Yes. So, I think the hard part is negativity or the heavier, lower vibrations. They outweigh the higher vibrations, right? Because we have to be more calm and still and peaceful and serene in order to tap into those. And anger, aggression, force, all that stuff doesn't really give us the opportunity to do so now, does it? But thankfully, there's not a lot of fire in our belly right now. There's not a lot of fire element. Yeah, it's more of a restful energy today. It's more about giving yourself the love and care that you need to really kind of just understand what you want moving forward and what your steps are going to be, how you're going to approach that. Being gentle with yourself in the process. The Son of Pentacles takes his sweet time, and as much as I have a love-hate relationship with that, it is something that builds a lasting foundation. It is something that gives us a little bit more strength and solidarity to work from, because it is a step-by-step energy. And right now, things are not meant to go super fast. If we push forward too aggressively, it is going to come back and bite us in the butt. It's just the nature of the beast right now. You have to really kind of make sure that whatever choices, decisions you're making is coming from that space of like, not higher value is what I say, right? So remembering like attracts like. If you're going to control, manipulate, do something shady, dirty, well, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt, right? And vice versa, right? If you treat with love, honor, and respect, well, that's going to come back to you as well. And that's what this really is all about lately in the astrology. With the North Node and Chiron in Aries, it is about our empowerment. It is about our relationships, right? Again, where we're putting time, energy into, and how it's helping us grow and expand, right? How it's helping us invest into our own selves, into our lives, into our livelihood. There's so many amazing opportunities that this modern world offers us, and we want to make sure that we're tapping into those if we want. There is some alignment that does have to happen. I think this is like a forever process, but meditation is a great practice. I'm a huge proponent of transcendental meditation with a mantra, being able to tap into those subtler layers of consciousness, because that is that space of where creative potential lies, where we can kind of tap into endless potential within ourselves. And seeing meditation also brings a lot of clarity. And for you, maybe meditation's not your vibe. Maybe you're going to spend some time in quiet prayer or silence or sitting in nature, something that feels balancing for your mind, body, and soul. And that is bringing a lot of clarity in. It's what's allowing you, right? The high priestess is the embodiment of meditation. And therefore it is bringing you the freedom that you're seeking. Understanding who and what you're making alliances with, and what direction that's pushing you in. What trajectory is that kind of throwing you into? it's maybe a little bit of like the unfun part of life because like we have to be practical, we have to be aware, conscious of what we're choosing, what's going on around us, how people are showing up, being able to see the reality and not our projected fantasy. But again, another thing I love about meditation is it really kind of diffuses some of that illusion, right? It brings clarity. I know Transcendental meditation has done that for me. It's been such a healing practice. It's been hard in terms of bringing up the things that need healing, but it's actually been something that's helped dispel those from my being, things that I've carried around for years and years, right? So that really is what helps build up this foundation where we are attracting people, places, and things that connect, that vibe, that honor us, right? And that are bringing us this beautiful sense of freedom and independence. And I think this is a long time coming, right? This shift of Pluto moving into Aquarius has been a little arduous, right? It started moving into Aquarius March 2023, and it doesn't officially stay put until October 2024. So it's been a lot going back and forth between, it is a refinement. It is a call to test, right? Test, does this work? Doesn't this work? How can I adjust? How can I fine tune and hone? And putting ourselves first, right? Putting you first, because that is what's going to make you, help you be a better version for what's around you as well. So I hope you found messages that resonated with you here today. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, I love to connect, I love to share, and some love and blessings. Thank you always for the support and love you bring to the channel. It really blesses my heart. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.